As I said, this probably feels like old times for you, Alan, because it just feels like the Midwest emphasis is greater in this class when you add to it the Ohio element. Let's start in-state, though, with the in-state guys, Semaj Morgan and Amir Herring at West Bloomfield, Alan Samaha, the kicker from over right here at Ann Arbor, Huron, and then, of course, Mr. Electric himself and the highest rated of the bunch, Cole Cabana.
Yeah, so I think it's a good in-state group. I mean, you have guys that have played a lot of football at the varsity level. Amir Herring, 4-year starter at West Bloomfield, extremely rare to do that, was a state champion, blocked for Donovan Edwards, has just been extremely reliable every step of the way. I've never gone to a game or been to a camp or an event, and he's been to a lot of them where anybody said, well, Amir kind of had an off day today, or it wasn't Amir's best day. His performance was always exactly the same, and he's gone to the best of the best, Under Armour Future 50 events, and gone against the best in the country. And really, he's lost probably single-digit reps in 4 years that I've seen at one-on-ones and camps. I mean, he's going to be a really, really good player at Michigan. Semaj Morgan, to me, is another kind of higher floor guy. I mean, he's been so productive in high school, and he's got that competitive element to him that I just can't see him not being productive. And he can do it in so many different ways, because you look at him and you think slot receiver, but he stepped up and shown he can play outside receiver. He can return punts and kicks. They had to throw him in at quarterback this year, and he found a way to make that work. So I like that about him. Adam Samaha, I can't say that I'm a huge kicking expert, so I defer to the experts on that one, and he's the number one guy on Brandon Kornblue's rankings. And then Cole Cabana, I mean, what else can you say? I think they're going to have to find a way to get him some touches immediately, because he's going to step in and be one of the fastest guys on the roster. I think early on, some people thought he was just fast. As he's grown, he's shown that he's much more than just a track guy. He can affect the game in a lot of ways, really can run between the tackles better than people think as well. And he's added some weight to his frame, which he'll continue to do at Michigan, but you just can't find many players, especially up this way, that are running 10.5, 10.6 on the 100 meters.
Yeah, you've been all over these guys every step of the way. I want to seize upon a couple of things you said about two of those guys. When you think, if you've never seen Semaj Morgan on the football field, think of what you believe the typical sort of receiver, the alpha receiver mentality to be. And does that not describe Semaj Morgan? He's like that. He's when you think receiver mentality or receiver attitude, he's that guy. And then with Cole Cabana, I think it's just been a matter of over the course, whether it's stepping into camp and CJ Hicks basically profiling him, right? Or people, looking out in Dexter and said, he's just a slot guy. I think that guy, every time he stepped on the football field the last couple of years, I think he's been proving someone wrong. And so I'm curious what you think that will look like at the college level. Do you think it's the Donovan Edwards role, or do you think he will slide into more of being maybe even more of a pass catching element than Donovan was? How do you think that'll play out?
Like you said, early on, I would have said more of the pass catching side, or more of an AJ Henning kind of role. I think as time has progressed, I see him being closer to Donovan Edwards. And that's also with the understanding that Donovan Edwards is used a lot in the passing game. And so you look at the blend that Michigan has had with Donovan, who I don't think people in high school realized what a good receiver he was. We were saying it because we had seen him in 7-on-7s in camps, but you see the way that they've used him. And I think that that's been Michigan's MO. That's why you see them with multiple backs and multiple skill guys lining up in the backfield, because those guys aren't asked to just be pigeonholed into one thing. And I think that's the nice thing about Cole. But anybody who thinks that he can't play tailback in the Big Ten, I think he's definitely shown that he can over the last. I mean, this year they made it deep, and they're playing games in the snow and in the bad weather, and that wouldn't fit a track guy, and Cole was still successful.
Yeah, no doubt.